All right, trying to get the sound right. Let me know if you can hear me well. Testing new camera equipment right now. I want to welcome everyone to this live stream. Thank you everyone who has been supportive of this channel. Thank you for always being, always watching these videos. So I appreciate it. Let me know how this stream goes, if the video it's okay or not. Definitely trying new equipment, trying to work things out. It's all experimentation here. YouTube has always been about experimentation. But thank you everyone who has always been supportive and continues to be supportive of the channel. Let me know how that goes. Trying to test it, make sure everything is okay. Also getting ready, watching everyone. All right, but everyone welcome. Like, I'm just give it a few seconds before we start just going in. Anyone that is watching right now, thank you. Okay, actually, I can hear the sound. That's perfect. Good. That's a good sign. Any case, everyone, welcome again. Thank you very much for another live stream. Last week we didn't have a video, but this weekend, of course, we're coming back and making another video. There's a lot of things happening right now. Of course, we have Toy Fair 2026 happening in New York City. It started this weekend. I think Saturday, that's when it started. It's gonna last all the way till Tuesday. I will have a video where I cover some of the stuff there. There's a lot of highlights for my friends who are toy collectors. A lot of good things. Honestly. You know, we came to Toy Fair a bit sad because, you know, a lot of the bad news, like Playmates losing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Of course, McFarlane, we know they were losing DC Universe, DC license. It's been like iffy all over the place with a lot of the companies and the things, and you know, so many things that happened last year. Diamond Select Toys, all that stuff. But a lot of great news happening right now. A lot of surprises, and I'm really surprised. I was watching this morning a lot of the videos, looking at a lot of the content, look at you know, the photos from Toy Arc, watching Pixel Dan. So there's a lot of hope, a lot of great news for toy collectors. Companies definitely still making a lot of great plans. So all the companies across the board, there's a lot of surprises too, a lot of new licenses on things that I wasn't expecting, a lot of surprises. So we're gonna cover that. I'll cover a video where I cover the highlights for me. So stay tuned this week. You know, we'll have that video ready for you sometime, maybe Tuesday or Wednesday. But in any case, to this video, we're covering all the pre-orders for toy collectors, for statue collectors. There's a lot of surprise, a lot of good things happening, so we want to cover as much as we can and really look at this stuff as it's coming through. You know, there's a lot of things that we want to cover. So as usual, I'm gonna give you a list of the things that I want to cover on the action figure world. We start with the action figures. I want to talk about particularly I want to talk about Marvel Legends. Marvel Legends had some releases, very important releases already on pre-order. Some stuff as showcase are also at Toy Fair. We're gonna look at that very quick. We're gonna look at also the stuff they do with Star Wars. You know, they have stuff there for the Black Series, also for the Vintage Collection. That stuff is already on pre-order. We're gonna look at that. We're gonna look at Hiya Toys. If you're a Robocop fan, they're killing it with their Robocop stuff. We're gonna look at quickly at Threezero, some of the new stuff that they have. Also Mondo, they have this new Superman from the animated series. The special limited edition is already sold out, but the regular version is still on pre-order. So we're gonna look at that. We're gonna look at InArt Collectibles. So you're a Harry Potter fan, InArt Quinn Studios definitely going forward with that collection. Hot Toys, they have a Han Solo quarter scale figure. I'm not sure so much about the quarter scale figures, honestly. I've never been such a fan. I think a 1/6 is the top, at least scale wise. But you know, hey, you know, it can be something that surprises people. On the statue world, I want to look at Hex Collectibles. I want to look at Cartoon Kingdom, Piji Studios, Unique Art, Megahouse, Threeartisan, this Chinese company. We're gonna look at Figurama, which I thought that Figurama was dead in a way, but it seems that they're still kind of there. We're gonna look at what they have to offer now. PCS, we're gonna look at Sideshow Collectibles. Of course, they released 2 new premium format figures. A little kind of, they were a little bit, you know, kind of silent about it, but they're already out. They're gonna look at them today. We're gonna look, of course, Prime One Studio. Every week they have some new surprises, so they have a lot of stuff this week. We're gonna look at Legendary Beast Studios. I want to look very quick at them, particularly that Green Lantern Winter scale, and also we're gonna look at JND Studios with the Arcane Jinx statue that a lot of people are still, iffy about it, and that for obvious reasons. I think the look, because the portrait, we're gonna look at all of that today. Definitely we're gonna just give her time. So right now, let me kind of go in that. But again, I want to welcome everyone who is taking time to watch. Thank you very much through the live chat. Thank you very much. If you take time, just don't forget to leave a like. Don't forget to leave a comment. Don't forget to let me know if you're watching. That really helps me build this channel, continue to grow it. And thank you, everyone. Thank you again for taking time to be here with us. So let's go to the stuff. Let me here. So what we're gonna do first, I want to start with the action figures. I want to go to Hasbro Pulse. And we're gonna look at here Hasbro, of course. Hasbro always having a lot of great things to show for sure. But we're gonna look at very quick to some of this stuff here. Let's see. Here we're looking at all this stuff. Let's look at the new arrivals. Of course, you see a lot of the Star Wars. We're gonna look at the Star Wars stuff in just a moment. But definitely there's a lot of things. But I definitely want to look at the Marvel Legends stuff. A lot of cool stuff, particularly these things that you see right here. I want to start first with this one, which is perhaps my favorite thing that's been on pre-order now. And there's other things are coming. There's a lot of other things that are going to be on pre-order soon. So stay tuned for that. But I want to look at this Marvel Legends series, Ghost Rider Johnny Blaze with motorcycle. This is based on the original Ghost Rider. We already have the Danny Ketch, which is a pretty nice figure. But this is what I was looking for. This is what I wanted. The classic original comic book from the, what was that? When it came out in the early 70s or so. And this is what it represents. It's $55.99. I know people are not necessarily happy with the price, but I think it's a fair price when you come to think of it. It's not a buy price at all. But when you look at here, it's it just looks fantastic in my opinion. Look at this figure right there with the motorcycle. Classic. I love the colors. It really pops. And from the back, it looks great. Honestly, this is, the others are great, but I think this is my version of Ghost Rider, which I like the most. I like the 90s, I like Danny Ketch. I like him very much. But Johnny Blaze, to me, it's just perfect. I don't know. I love Johnny Blaze. Well, here you have, very cool. Even with the flame in the head, with the staring, the what was that? The dead staring that he does look like Dormammu in a way. I think they're reusing probably the Dormammu head. But in any case, it looks really good. It has a lot of different parts, different accessories. I think the motorcycle is the biggest accessories. That is the reason why the price is high. But very nice figure for sure. Really like it. Like the design here, what they went for it. And honestly, they're killing it with the figure. Like, it's a classic Marvel Legends. I know a lot of people not big fans of Marvel Legends. But to me, it's a great action figure. Like, it's still, Marvel Legends always delivers, continues to deliver. And I'm glad that they're doing, they continue to do and redo a lot of the older figures with new molds and, body molds. And yeah, I even like the box. Even the packaging is great on this one. This is one that perhaps you end up having two, just one for the display with the package and just one out of the box. Even at that price point, it really very nice. I think they did a really nice job with this one. Very happy with that. But that is not the only thing. Of course, we saw as they were presenting at New York Toy Fair, they also have this other figures for the Secret Wars collection. And they have a bunch of them, like you can see. Some of them are already sold out here. However, they are still on pre-order If you go to Big Bad Toy Store, they don't pre-order there, so you can always go there. But the figures that we see here, for example, this one, you got, of course, the Absorbing Man. Kind of like it. Pretty cool that they did that. It's not actually, it's nicely done. Looking at the Absorbing Man. And though I like this, of course, he comes with the I like it when he has like more like the metallic body mold, or like the body is more like representing like a rock or something when he transforms. They went for the human form. Still pretty cool. Maybe there's gonna be a variant at some point of it. I wouldn't be surprised. But again, the Secret Wars packaging still delivers something that more, you know, Marvel Age has been doing. It's just doing the more retro style packaging. So again, looking really cool for those who love this retro packaging. Yeah, it looks very, very neat. So the Absorbing Man is one of them. Also, you get to see this one. I do have the retro version of this. In a way, I'm not sure if they're kind of reusing the same body mold. I think there's a few changes, but it looks a lot similar to the one for the retro packaging. Although maybe some things have changed. But, you know, it comes right there with that falcon and the wings. And the packaging, cool. Very nice. Even the art, I think it's on the retro packaging. It's the same art they used for the retro packaging. Now I'm thinking about it. So some of the things may be reused from the original. Maybe some things change with the paint. Maybe some additions. Maybe on the boots, like, look a bit different. Like, you know, the design around the boots looks a bit different. But yeah, just for reference. Now, the one that I think a lot of people are really happy with, and of course it's sold out here, and I think it's a great figure. It looks here, of course, with the New Mutants outfit, and this, of course, this Magic, and Magic looks great. It looks cool. I think Magic looked good with the sword and the arm. It's a very nice sketch of her too, even the portrait that she uses right there. So very nice, very cool packaging. Nothing wrong with that. Looking at the back of the packaging, that's what I like about a lot of this retro style packaging. Is just, it's something that you can actually display just that way. I have too many figures right now and everything is in packaging always. For some reason I unpack things, but I end up not doing a good job with it. And of course, we also have the Constrictor right here, which this is a redo of an older figure, but I think this is the way to have it. It's really cool. Some things have been used from other figures, for sure, but it looks really neat. They did a really nice job with this one. I really like this one. I was looking at them in the presentation. Of course, you know, we saw that at the most recent Hasbro Pulse live stream that happened. What was that, Friday? But also we saw I saw the pictures and the images that are happening at, you know, Toy Fair. They have it there on the presentation. They look good. You know, continue to build. You know, Marvel Age continues to build, and this is a good one, a very good one. Very cool. But the one that really, I'm really happy, the one that really is exciting to me the most is this one right here. Is the Secret Wars Daredevil. This one looks really neat. This is one that definitely I'm going to add. I'm probably going to add two. One for the packaging, one just to keep in the box. But here you have, love the retro classic color. To me, Daredevil classic is always the best. Of course, you can go for the original yellow and brown, also like that one. But to me, the red one, the one that is so bright, you know, Frank Miller era, prior to Frank Miller era too. It's always my favorite, and they did a really nice job with this one. I really like it. Very classic. I like the color depiction, the batons, and definitely with and you can change, of course, the image there. Matt Murdock to Daredevil. Very cool, man. I like the effect that they did with the sonar effect around his head. It's kind of cool and neat. So you can, like, look at this display. That kind of cool if you can come up with it. It doesn't have that many accessories besides, of course, the batons and, of course, the clubs and, of course, the hands. But other than that, it's a very nice figure. Very cool. I think this is a great one. Like the design. Definitely I'm going to grab two of these. Very cool. Sold out here, but again, you can find it at Big Bad Toy Store. And I'm sure there's going to be available in other places when it comes out. You'll find it maybe at Target, for sure. That's where I found this stuff first. And then, of course, more a lot of stuff ends at Walmart. I find a lot of action figures at Walmart. I've been going to a lot of those. Lately I've been grabbing a lot of Marvel Legends. I go to Walmart. There's different Walmarts in my area, but not all always have any figures. Many of them, they barely have any, but there's one that I go all the time because they have actually a Marvel Legends display, and they always have a lot of stuff there. Everything I'm looking for, they'll have it. Transformers, they'll have it. So I always go there whenever I get a chance, even though it's out of my way. Whenever I get a chance, I go there, because definitely it's a place where I kind of pick. All the time I go there, I pick something, which to me is great. So yeah, this is one that is really excited. But now continue with, of course, the other stuff. Of course, we're looking at the stuff from the Black Series. Black Series continues to do well. Also the vintage collection. Look at this vintage figures. Of course, you got G.I. Joe still classified series, all this stuff. But here, of course, you got the vintage collection Imperial Remnant Stormtrooper 4-pack. If you're still into vintage stuff, they have a lot of different eras, from even Mando, the Mandalorian, they were showcasing there at Toy Fair. They have some of that. And on the Black Series, of course, they also have in the vintage collection, here you can see Grogu and the Mandalorian, which actually looks pretty good. A diminuted scale of the Black Series. So for those who are vintage fans, there's the vintage collection. Always, it's expansive. It's probably one of the oldest now. Really look good. Tiny. If you're building those dioramas with all the ships and stuff, this is the way you want to do it. Little Grogu right there. Very cool. And the packaging. That's another thing that to me is what it makes it great, is the packaging that you get with the vintage collection. So retro. You're a package collector, then definitely they continue to deliver. Very nice. Of course, has been done this one before, reissued in a way. Some things have changed here and there, but still, this is deluxe. Of course, the cloth cape, all that still looks great in my opinion. But here, of course, you also have the version for the regular Black Series, or the bigger scale, the 6-inch figures, and it's cool. Of course, there's more detail, and it looks super, super good. Of course, I have the Hot Toys version, so I'm not like I need this one. But if you're really building that collection, of course, it has the boring box that the Black Series comes up, but at least it's open. It's not something that you can use for display. That's the thing. The vintage collection is always better for display than it is the Black Series. But I know some people still collect the Black Series just for the packages. Although it's not something that impresses me. Also, you can see other things that are on pre-order here. You have, of course, the Black Series Imperial Remnant AT driver. But here you can see, very cool. Very simple packaging as it is. Another one. Here you have the Colonel Ward. Look at this one. It looks like Sigourney Weaver. Well, actually, that's what it looks like. Isn't that what it looks like? I didn't know Sigourney Weaver was in Star Wars. Was she? The Mandalorian, the Grogu? Maybe. I was not paying attention. I just realized that. Maybe. But maybe they're reusing them all from something else. From Sigourney Weaver from the Ghostbusters. Who knows? But that is there. But there's another one to me that I think the Black Series, I think a lot of people got really excited for it. And we're going to go there. Right there. This one right here. Of course, you got there's more Stormtroopers always, but this one right here is slow stock right now, so I would say you go for it. I'm not sure if they have this one. I think they do in other places, but if you're a fan, or Starkiller, you're a fan, of course, of the video game. It just looks great, Starkiller, and it looks a lot like the And let me see if I can show you. So just bear with me. Let me just stand up. All right, so I had to stand up so I can show you this. Let me see if I can show you right now. So you can see the scene right there. Is this one right here? So they are representing technically that the Star Wars: The Force Unleashed. This is the collector's Steelbook Collector's Edition, the Ultimate, the Sith Edition. Love this game. Love this game very, very much. As you can see, very cool. So that's what they're representing. Honestly, very cool. I still have it. I have it in my protection. It's one of my favorite. You know, I collect a lot of things, a lot of Steelbooks. I have it on. I'll protect them. So that is very, very neat. But just for reference, so that's what they actually doing here. So I like it. You know, I do like it. It comes with the cloth parts. Definitely the Force Unleashed is one. They need to remaster for new generations. I need to continue on with the series. It's a fantastic series that unfortunately got stuck on the PS3 and the Xbox 360 era. But fantastic games nonetheless. Of course, we have seen the, you know, like the redo or like remaster collections that we see with Switch, and I have those too. But and I think you can still play in a way, of course, in, you know, some of the modern consoles, but it's still just nothing it hasn't been remastered. It needs to be remastered. So very cool. Too bad they don't have a change out portrait. It would be nice to see without, you know, regular portrait. But in any case, I think it's cool. It's another great addition. Definitely one that it's exciting to see. And I would say again, Hasbro is doing all kind of stuff, you know. And they in the presentation, of course, we have seen Toy Fair, a lot of stuff they continue to do for Marvel, for you know, for Star Wars, for G.I. Joe. They have stuff, of course, for trying to remember now, G.I. Joe, Transformers. So yeah, they're doing great. They continue to deliver, which to me, it's always amazing. I love what they definitely do constantly. So that is super, super great. Just looking at the stuff there. But that is very, very neat. So we're just looking at it. That is cool. All right, so let's move on. I want to move now into and I want to take you to gonna go to Big Bad Toy Store, and I want to say to all of you, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, to leave a comment if you're watching. Let me know. Always appreciate the conversation. You know, the chat is open. Let me know if you're watching. But I want to talk about Hiya Toys. Hiya Toys, of course, they were at the presentation. They at Toy Fair. Diamond Selectors is making a comeback, but not as we knew it before. They're more like distribution. They did have their own display at Toy Fair. They still have display, but what they did is they have other companies there. All the companies that they used to distribute, they're there. Sharing some space, and one of them, of course, is Hiya Toys. Hiya Toys has been doing amazing with Robocop. I think Robocop, some Robocop figures are about to be released. They were on pre-order. We talked about them before. Now, is this the Robocop Exquisite? That's what they call it. The more like deluxe action figures they have. They got the Super Series ED 209 1/12 scale action figure. Now, from the start, I gotta tell you, not happy with the price. $200, $209.99 plus whatever it is. Of course, you know, you can tabulate that there's tariffs involved, but still find it very, very expensive for this figure. Still, you know, there's been other ED 209s done before by other companies before. But I think this is what Hiya Toys is doing, and the quality. I've seen some of the reviews of the Robocop 2. It's also on pre-order. They're really doing great. But when you look at this, it's still massive. It's gonna be massive on display. I just don't see it be worth of $200, even with the deluxe parts. You know, of course, now keep in mind the Robocop is like almost $89, $90, $100 or so. And they're 1/12 scale figures. So they're already up there in price. Of course, they had a lot of different accessories, but even though I think that even NECA does better, honestly, with some of the figures for a fraction of that cost. Although, you know, NECA's been kind of quiet in a way. But look at this, of course. Looks great. Detail looks fine. And if you definitely love this one, as a kid, I always wanted to have one. Honestly, I had one of the toys back in when the movies came out. They were the toys, and I never had one. I always wanted to have one. But yeah, maybe a Hiya Toys can be, but for $200, I gotta think about it. But here with the pictures, looks really neat. And all the different accessories. To me, this is more like 100, no more than 125 bucks, to be honest with you. That is pushing it. Even the action figures that they have, they're more like 50 or 60 bucks, you know. When you look at here at Hiya Toys, for example, let's look at the stuff they have. Of course, they have some figures. You can see Rocky 2 Exquisite. The Exquisite line is more like the extreme line. They have this from the Robocop 2. Don't get me wrong, the figure looks great. And the detail is great, the paint job is great, but even Medicon and so many other companies have done Robocop figures around this scale. NECA, it's great. They're not die cast. I don't think they're die cast at all. I think they're plastic, if I'm not mistaken. Still looks great. I think Hiya Toys has been doing some great figures for sure. But you know, but yeah, you have the different weapons, change out parts, you got the base, all of that adds up. But to be honest, again, I wouldn't go more than 60, 70 bucks the most. 70 bucks is pushing it too. For 6.5 inches, not even 7 inches tall. It's not even NECA size. Just a little short of that, because I think NECA is what, 7 inches? So yeah, just my only gripe with it. You know, the Exquisite is the one that has more details, more little parts. But then again, it's ABS and PVC. But then again, I've seen some of the figure reviews lately. There's been the new Robocop figures are coming out soon, and people like for the the ones that just were released. This is gonna release in 2027, but the ones that are releasing now are from the original, the first film, the original films releasing now. And I seen the reviews. Some of the reviews are recent, just for a few weeks now. People are reviewing actually prototypes or the figures that the company's been sending, and they look great. Of course, Hiya Toys has been doing great with their monster figures, with the King Kong and stuff, the Godzilla stuff. They've been doing fantastic. Definitely, I think Hiya Toys has a future ahead. You know, they do have great quality figures for a fraction of the cost of other companies, for sure. But still, I think on the Robocop side, I think they're really asking for a lot. I think for this figures of 112. Hopefully that gets adjusted eventually. That would be great if that ever happens, but yeah, you never know. You never know. Any case, let's go back. Let me drink some water because, man, I'm talking. All right. Ooh, that was good. That felt good. All right, so let me go to Sideshow Collectibles. Always Sideshow. Doing great. And here on Sideshow, let's look at the new releases. We're gonna be here at Sideshow, of course, doing a few things. I want to look at Threezero. Threezero company, always doing great stuff. The first thing I want to look at Threezero is this one right here. This DLX Iron Man Mark 7. This action figures that they produce, they're also on the small scale. I think these are like 6.5 to almost 7 inches tall, 6'9". This is these are die cast. They have die cast parts, if I'm not mistaken. Let me look at the additional details. ABS metal, of course, POM, which is actually like the die cast that they use for a lot of material that looks like it's plastic, but it looks like die cast. They got a zinc alloy, so there's a lot of die cast elements here, as in any die cast model. 6.9, almost 7 inches tall, a little short of that. But it looks great. The price is $115. Looking at this is the part where I'm saying, how is it that this is die cast and it's the same price as the Hiya Toys Robocop, which is plastic and ABS? Yes, he has accessories, but this one does too. And to be honest, I'd rather get with all these accessories, different hands. It's very poseable. You can do all kind of things, and of course, you're a big fan, and you can do, if you don't want to spend top dollar, of course, on this. If this is from Hot Toys, of course, at 1.6, you're looking at, I don't know, like $300, $350, because it's Iron Man, $400. But here at this scale, you can still have a very poseable figure. I have my disappointments in the past with Threezero. I'm not gonna deny it. I got some issues with them. But I think that as a company, they still have a good product. And very, very cool. Again, very, very poseable. The DLX is very, very poseable die-cast figures. And the elements are there. I think you also have some light-up features in it. I think, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe use little batteries. Let me check if it does. Yeah, it does have LED. It says, it's fully sculpted, articulated collectible figure that stands approximately at 6'9". We know that. DLX die-cast system with 48 points of articulation, which is more than enough. Detailed structural engineering and exquisite design enable the figures to pick a variety of action poses while maintaining realistic appearance. LED lighting functions are located on the chest and the eyes, and the 4 flight panels on the back can flip to open and close. So yeah, this is, to me, is like, you know, if you ask me which one is a better investment, I will tell you the DLX Iron Man Mark 7 versus the Hiya Toys Robocop. That is just the way it is. You know, I think this one comes with way more. I'm not dissing what Hiya Toys is doing. They have nice figures. I think they're chewing more. They, you know, what they can do. You know, they bite in more than they can chew. That is the expression. You know, they trying to do too much with too little. So hopefully they adjust the pricing, because I would say if you have to choose between one or the other, of course, they're not the same franchises. You know, there are Robocop fans out there. But I wouldn't mind, actually, for Threezero to manage Robocop figures, to be able to do die-cast figures. Why not? I think they can do it. They're great at doing it. But yeah, it's just a matter of understanding that. So I want to say to all of you, thank you very much for those. Don't forget, leave a comment too. Let me know if you're watching. I'm not sure if you're watching. I don't see comments right now. I see people watching, but I don't see the comments. Maybe I have it wrong here. Anyway, thank you very much for those who are taking time. Appreciate it. Don't forget to leave a like. Subscribe if you're watching this for the first time. You like the content of this channel. All right, so we move in again. We're still with Threezero, but there's another figure that was released by Threezero, and now going into a larger scale. We're looking at this figure right here, Vash the Stampede. If you're a fan of Trigun, and this is more like based on the manga rather than the cartoon or the anime. It's $165, which is standard for the prices for a lot of the figures produced by them, as 1/6 scale. And if you're a Trigun fan, you're gonna like it. It does have basic accessories, but enough. Of course, his gun has knives, has different switch out hands, a different portrait, the cat, and it's mixed media. Very, very cool figure. I like it. Trigun, definitely very cool. And yeah, definitely, it does have more of that image of based on the, to me. And this is part of the Figurama, I think that's what it's called. The, you know, the 1/6 scale figures based on anime. Or based on everything, because I have the G.I. Joe figures also, they're Figurama. So technically the Figurama is their 1/6 scale collection. Anything that is 1/6. Look really cool. Very poseable. And definitely for fans of Trigun, this is a good one to have as a figure. Looks really, really neat. So again, Threezero doing really, really fantastic stuff. Kudos to them for doing that. Now, let's move to the next figure. I'm gonna take you to Mondo. Did I do Mondo? Mondo for what the heck? I did press the wrong thing. All right, so Mondo here. Mondo, of course, we talked extensively on Mondo recently, and they're doing all kind of crazy stuff. I know figures like the Jaws figure. They have a new one for those who are fans of that. They won for sale. They got the James Groman for sale, but they're doing now a new limited edition with the colors, underwater Varian, things like that. And on the figure side, of course, you can look at this coming soon. Maybe next week we'll talk about it. The Beast figure looks amazing for sure. But again, Mondo always has some cool stuff to showcase. But I want to talk about the most recent Superman animated series. They have the regular $235, but the limited edition is the one that comes with way more. This is the last son of Krypton. Again, this is sold out. Unfortunately, it was restricted to 1,000 figures, you know, and they sold out. You know, of course, one thing that I could say sometimes happens with Mondo a lot. There are a lot of third-party sellers, a lot of people, a lot of bots that buy a lot of the stuff and sells quickly. It does come with a Lois Lane. And Mr. I would have a hard time with his name, Mr. Simstick. I always had a hard time with his name. But in any case, these are Alex Brewer, Danny Haas, Joe Allard, Mara Anchetta, Mark Bridgestore, the people involved in the production of this figure. I love it that they always name them. But looking at the figure, looks great. This was announced last year. We saw it at San Diego Comic-Con. I think New York Comic-Con as well. I think they were New York Comic-Con. But, you know, highly anticipated. People were happy for that one. This is one that was a lot of people excited. I was excited for it too. I think I mentioned it. But this is that comes with everything you can think of for the display. It's beautiful. I do love from this Lois Lane. She looks great as an add-on. Hopefully we also get a Lois Lane figure on its own. But the portrait of Lois Lane is great. The figure is great. The legs are great. Everything was sculpted great. And Superman looks like the action figure. Even the base, all of that stuff. They have done a really nice job with this, of course. Right there. It's cool. And it does have like, he's like, they did the plastic acrylic. Clear acrylic for the stand so you can see flying. I even love the box. Look at the box with images, iconic images from the TV series. Very cool. The figure looks great. High, tall, very nicely done. 12 inches tall. Very, very cool looking. And it does have the, of course, the cell shading to represent that it's part, you know, based on, of course, on the animation. Even if they didn't do the shading, it will still look fine. Some parts of the sometimes cell shading, I'm not a big fan. It's something that they do. Mondo does a lot. Does it need it? I don't think so because of the sculpt and it definitely represents the anime. Everybody knows it's animation, but it just, I guess, it's just an artistic choice. But yeah, he can do everything. Okay, this is the part I think that people are gonna be displaying it with Lois Lane. But the different portraits, like, yeah, definitely makes great. This is definitely perhaps one of my favorite images there. Looking really, really neat. Holding it from the end. That's a nice figure too, man. That's pretty cool. And here, of course, we already have Batman, so if you want to display them together, you can. That is very cool, even with the effects. Laser effects of his eyes. Very, very cool. These are more like... And the portrait of Lois Lane, even the paint job they did on her face is very nice. It's a very nice one for sure. Definitely, a lot of elements are so well taken. It's a very nice figure. Again, this is just the one that's already sold out. But let's say that you want the just the regular one. Here you have, this is the regular one, $235. This is the one that's for sale. You didn't get the chance to get the exclusive, the limited edition. Then this one is more than enough. And it comes with the extra hands, the extra portrait. It misses a lot of different elements of the other one, but still, it's still a great figure. Although I would say the best one is the other one because of the extra portraits. But again, this is another one that you can add and still it's gonna look great on display. Very, very cool. They did a nice job with this one too. Again, I like it. I'm not a fan of Mondo's, as I mentioned before, of the time editions and limited editions. I wish they could expand things. I think they have the potential and there's a market for it. People buy this stuff. But it's part of the FOMO. Of course, you kind of put that out there and people are going to buy because they're afraid of missing out. People don't want to miss out. All right, so let's keep moving, and I'm gonna take you to Spec Fiction. And at Spec Fiction, we're gonna look at another figure. There's a lot of things here, but we're not going to. I'm not gonna cover tonight everything like I've done in the previous nights. I've been doing too many hours. I'm trying to stay on track with my time, but some of the stuff we can come back and see on a later time, so that's not a biggie. But here we're looking at the pre-orders. These are featured. We're gonna look at the newest, or yeah, they new to all, just to have a better idea. But what I want to look at, I think I skipped it or jumped it. No, right here. You have it right here. These two figures right here. Harry Potter. This is from InArt. Of course, InArt as a company, doing great. Of course, this is the division of Quinn Studios that dedicates itself to action figures, 1/6 action figures of the high quality. This is the premium version. The premium version is $530. Again, these are not for the faint of heart. If you have the money for this, this is not even at the level of Hot Toys. It's above Hot Toys when it comes about pricing and the accessories. Albus Dumbledore, premium 1/6 scale figure. When you look at this figure, it comes, of course, with, let me look at the materials, even because that is like rooted hair. Let's see if we can see it. It doesn't have, it's kind of covered, but let me see. For some reason, it's all darked out. Any case, it comes with a lot of clothes, accessories, even the beard, all of that. It has magnetic articulated eyes, rooted hair, all of that in the beard. All of that is rooted hair. Looks really neat. It's so realistic, to be honest with you. This is like a statue from Quinn Studios, but reduced into scale, into an action figure, a collectible figure, as they call it. That it does have, you know, the only thing with InArt is that some things are kind of posable, and sometimes they work more as statues in a way. But everything from the rug, the detail in his robe, the bird, and the stand, and everything looks so well put together. I'm not a fan. I mentioned it many times of Harry Potter, but I can give credit to InArt, to Quinn Studios, for doing amazing work with these figures. And yeah, this is for the hardcore Harry Potter fan, and the work that has been done cannot be denied. You cannot say that the work that they did for this is bad. You know, even look at the base. Very nice detailed, very nice figure. $530. You think it's worth it? I think it's worth it for the fan. If you are a fan of this collection, then yeah, it is more than worth it to you. That is undeniable. Now, looking at the other version, and this is the deluxe version, which is a little inferior in a way. It has less parts, but it's still deluxe for $165. Probably you go to InArt, you can buy two or whatever. You can buy them two, like a big pack, like $1,000 or so. It does have less things, but it still has the basics. But at this price point, they're kind of close to each other. It doesn't have the bird, but technically has the same accessories. I don't think he has the same base. Of course, he doesn't have... Oh, he does have the base. So it's just a little bird thingy. He does have a table. I didn't see the table on the other one, so... It's like you gotta pick, I guess. Actually, it does have the same thing. So at this point, what's the difference? Oh, it could be the hair. Okay, I see what it is. This is the deluxe version. It does... Okay, so he does the accessories, doesn't have the bird. That's missing that, it seems. Can we see exactly there's a difference on it? It's rooted hair. That's on the description. Fully articulated body. So, so there are a couple of things. In any case, $465 for this one. I think it's just the bird. But $530 for that one. And I don't see more than that. In any case, it looked great. Somebody pros in the comments, let me know if there's any more major difference. I would say the bird was the only difference that I saw. I think, let's see. It looks the same. Okay, yeah, it's the bird and the stand. So the photo was given in erroneously over there. So this bird with this stand, that's the only difference. Everything else pretty much is the same. Is it worth it more for the bird? Yeah, if you want the complete thing. The difference will be a few more dollars, $60 more. Is it worth it? It's up to you. I'm not a big Harry Potter fan, so I'm not gonna tell you yes or no. That is a matter of choice. All right, so let me take you now back to Sideshow. We have the last action figure of this with the action figures, and and there's something that I was surprised to see. I wasn't expecting, to be honest with you, and it's interesting to see. Of course, we have talked about Hot Toys. Hot Toys continue to do amazing stuff for sure. They always deliver. A lot of things here we're not gonna cover tonight, but here, this one right here. This is the Han Solo quarter scale. Of course, Hot Toys has done quarter scale before, but do I think this is a great Han Solo? I think that is just a matter of you know, if you care. You know, I think it's great. The sculpt is great. The hair is sculpted and everything. Is there room for quarter scale? I think, you know, like, I think they're pushing it hard. Like, you know, people, because Hot Toys people like to collect things in mass. You know, like, you want to keep building. Maybe some people want one from one. Maybe they want a Han Solo and they don't care about anything. But yeah, you're gonna run out of space very quickly with quarter scale figures as they continue to grow. If you have a Hot Toys mentality, which just means that you keep building these collections, you know, adding more and more of those characters. Perhaps some people may have the space, but let's not confuse one thing with the other. Let's not confuse the desire to have it, or you know, because sometimes I feel a lot of times people confuse one thing. You know, they don't like something, or they like something, but because they don't like the idea of the scale or whatever the company or the price, and they say that it's garbage. I don't think it's garbage. It's a great figure. And we have seen these figures, of course, at 1/6. You know, it's not the first time the Hot Toys had done quarter scale figures. They have done it in the past, but they're rare. They're not always there. Still looks great. But again, in my opinion, at 1/6 is more than enough. It's still a great figure for sure. Great pose. Great job. The larger the figure is, the more the detail they can shine. It looks it looks neat. Just look at the actor for sure. It's just in a figure, in a quarter scale figure. Very, very nicely done. Very nice detail. The clothing looks fantastic. The weapon, they chose a very nice portrait for him. It represents, of course, Harrison Ford. It represents his persona, and looks super, super neat. Those eyes are, you know, movable, which is great. And of course, you got the different hands, the yellow hands with 4 arms. That is cool. So yeah, if you're looking into that, the price $465, very cool. So you would say you prefer Harry Potter or you prefer Han Solo? I would say I go for Han Solo, but too bad that it's quite a scale. You know, it's too big. But yeah, some people may see it as a good thing. It's kind of cool when you you know, you look at quarter scale figures. There's some they have been done as a quarter scale, as you can see in the past. A lot of quarter scale stuff. We have seen some, like this Boba Fett. So again, they have done in the past, but it's just something that is not super common, and they just kind of choose a few characters. Of course, you know, we have seen Iron Man, we have seen Batman. And there's some that are coming very soon, so maybe they want to hit that market more, because you can see the Iron Mans and the Spider-Mans as a quarter scale. I think there's the desire. You got the Child's a quarter scale, so yeah, I think there's a desire for doing that. Any case, I want to say to all of you, thank you right now. I'm looking at the, sometimes gets a little iffy here. I'm looking. I don't know if I have. I'm looking at something quick. Just bear with me. I see. Well, I want to say to all of you, thank you very much for taking time. I am going to let me go. We're gonna take a quick break. We just ended with the action figures, I'm coming back, and when I come back, I want to do. We're gonna start with the statues. We're gonna go into the statue world. We're gonna cover more of the statues. So we have still a good time ahead of us. So a lot of good things coming. So stay tuned for those things. So I'll see you in a moment. Just take a quick break, get up out of here, and I'll be right back.
We will grow up. feel lonely by your side. In the middle of the night, I feel lonely by your side. In the middle of the night, I'm standing in the dark. I'm listening to you, and all I feel is love. Aggressive vibes consuming me. I'm falling just for you. It's all I get, it's all I get, it's all I get, it's all I get, it's all I get. So consume me. I feel lonely by your side. In the middle of the night, I feel lonely by your side. In the middle of the light, I'm standing in the dark. I'm listening to you, and all I fear is love. Aggressive vibes consuming me. I'm falling just for you. It's all I get, it's all I get, it's all I get, it's all I get, it's all I get. So consume me. happy faster.
Showing off, don't wanna have to wait tonight. Wait tonight, better off. I'm gonna find my way tonight. Wait tonight. Won't you talk to me? I wanna heal your sorrow. Talk to me. We'll make a new tomorrow. Talk to me. One night to find the answer. Talk to me. What makes this heart beat faster?
All right, thank you everyone. Thank you for watching. Those who are taking the time, I just ate something very quick. Actually, it was good. My wife and I, we went to of course yesterday we went to a Cuban restaurant that we haven't been in a long time, and I got some food there, some leftovers. I have some tostones. For those who are familiar with tostones, a lot of people in the Caribbean eat tostones. Dominicans, Puerto Rican, was Puerto Rican, and Cuban. So we got some leftovers that I have. I ate it. Oh man, they taste good. Even after a day, they're still good. Because my wife, you know, she doesn't finish everything. I finish everything. I'm a pig. I eat everything in the restaurant. She only eats some. But she brought a lot of this stuff. So technically I've been eating her food. That's what I've been doing. In any case, you know, celebrating Valentine's Day and all that. Hope that you also had a good time with your spouse. If you had a Valentine, you're married or not. If you have a partner, if you had a good time as well. I still have some food in my throat. Let me drink this water very quick. Any case, we're back, and now we're gonna cover statues. Definitely, there's a good number of statues that we want to cover today. And I want to say thank you for those who are watching. Just leave a comment if you're watching. Let me know you're watching, where you're watching from. What is it that you're excited about the new collectibles, anything that you have pre-ordered, the stuff that we're talking about. What do you think about the stuff that we're covering tonight? But then again, thank you very much. Let me adjust some things here. I want to adjust the stuff. I try to always keep things. All right, so cool. All right, so we are now looking at statues. So I'm going to go here we're at Sideshow here, but I want to, and actually I think we'll be fine here. Yeah, we'll be fine at Sideshow. Let's look at trending new releases. The first statue that I want to cover, we're gonna start, of course, as we always go, we go by the scales. But I want to cover this one right here, Varian Wren. This is from Hex Collectibles. Hex Collectibles, we have talked about him in the past. There's actually, this one, which is interesting about this one. There's two variants of this statue. There's a 1/10 scale, and there's also a 6 scale statue. So the 6 scale is $690. The 1/10 is $300. It's a very interesting concept, to be honest with you. I think companies should be doing this more often, offering smaller scales. Iron Source has been doing it now. After the fact, they're bringing 1/10 scale statues of previous statues that they were in the past they got as a 1/4 scale or even a 1/6 scale. So they're doing that, which is, I think, is a great idea. But when you look at this, for example, the 1/10 scale of this particular statue, I'm not a fan of Hearthstone. I like what Hex Collectibles is doing. They always do really good stuff. And of course, they've been in this partnership now with Blizzard. Oh, this is a 1/6 scale here. Okay, let me look at this one. When you look at this one, it's 12.2 inches tall. Still kind of like the same height as a 1/6 scale, but it's because of the base. Very nice statue. If you're a Hearthstone fan, definitely this looks really cool. Blizzard Entertainment, very nice detail on this statue, nice vase. I think it's a great statue, doesn't really kill the space. And again, if you don't have the money to pay a 1/6 scale, that's a lot. A 110 is more than enough for a collection. I have 110 pieces in my collection. I love my 110 scale statues too. As much as I like some of my 1/6 and 1/5, it's just some statues are just well designed, and this is a very nicely designed statue. It comes even with that little, I like it, it comes with this little plaque to go alongside it. Very nice detail for a 110 scale statue. And here is a video. This video shows, of course, the plaques is kind of representing the cards, the card game and all that stuff in the video game. But very nice detail there. Even the translucent. What I like about it is that it seems that both, they have the same components. There's no skimping on the component. Of course, they just reducing the scale. Maybe some detail gets lost in the day, of course, when you have to scale something down. However, they're not skimping on the details or in the quality of the materials. The translucent plastic, or no, plastic is more like, I don't know if there's going to be more like a clear resin. So it looks really neat. The statue here as a 110 and 1/6. Very nice paint job too. And the sculpted face looks meaning. And the detail on the statue looks great. Again, they have done a really nice job with this one. It's polystone, polyurethane. So the polyurethane is really for the parts that are translucent. And very cool. Just for dimension purpose. But then $300, I don't think it's bad for this piece. Now you have the 6 scale. Now you're looking for something way bigger, larger. And it's the same. And I'm not sure that now at this point if this is the images of the actual statue prototype or just the images of, the design, the pretty much a computer animation of the statues is coming out. It could be, although it seems that in some of the cases it looks like the same, or it looks like it's actually an actual statue. That could be. In any case, it looks great. Again, $690 for the 1/6, which is pricey. But if you don't have that money, you don't want to spend that much, then the 110 is perfectly fine. And then, of course, Frecss Collectibles, as we covered in the past, as a company, they do a lot of this particular statues. Look at the stuff they have done, particularly the stuff the stuff that they have with the partnership that they have started with Blizzard and doing the statues for Blizzard. Of course, they do other statues for anime stuff and manga stuff. They have done for a lot of different characters. Frecss Collectibles has done really amazing pieces, continues to do amazing. I love their work. Definitely they do great, from the Naruto stuff and some other anime stuff, Bleach stuff. They do really great stuff. So yeah, this company is really killing it with that. Very cool to see the stuff that they're producing there. All right, so we have that with Frecss Collectibles. Now, as we continue here at Sideshow, let me take you to another piece that I saw that was presented here from another company that is definitely also interesting to watch. And that is right there, Hunter Cross Hunter Gun Frecss. This is from Cartoon Kingdom. This company also does really amazing stuff. This is a limited edition piece of 400 pieces. It's only $295. But the scale of this, you're looking at this is a quarter scale. It is a quarter scale. It is a bust. This is not a statue, a complete full size statue. This is a bust, and it's very nicely done, to be honest with you. It's a quarter scale. It's not gonna be like super large because again, it's only 7.8 inches tall. But I love the detail and the artistry there, with the rabbit, the bunny there. And then you see, of course, the dove there, the squirrel in the back, the tree around it, the butterfly. Very artsy, very nicely done. Maybe that bird is a bit too small. The pigeon is too small, but it is cool. Very nice detail, fully sculpted piece, very artsy. And I do like what they do. This is a bus from this company. I think the King bus, that's what they call this line. But very, very cool, very nice detail. Doesn't kill the space, to be honest. If you're a fan of Hunter Cross Hunter, then definitely you're going to like this one. Very nicely done. Cartoon Kingdom it's been doing amazing stuff. And what I like about Cartoon Kingdom in itself, it's some of the stuff that they have, I wouldn't consider it super expensive. You're still a company like this Naruto collection. There's Naruto diorama they did. Very cool. The only thing I didn't like about it is, of course, not all the characters are facing forward. So you're going to have a rotating base. That would be amazing for that. Ippo Makunochi, this is on the wait list. This is on the wait list. Going Frecks is here. Of course, they have more stuff. If you go on Spec Fiction, you'll see more stuff from them. But yeah, it's a company that is cool. I like this bus. And this is a nicely done, very nice touch. And the price is, I think, is perfect. It doesn't break the bank as a quarter scale bus. Still very nicely done. All right, so let me take you now to Spec Fiction. Let's go to Spec. And we are looking at some of the stuff. Spec Fiction, of course, doing really cool stuff. There's a lot of stuff here. Spec. What I think about Spec is the amount of stuff that they have to offer. It blows my mind. As a company, they do have a lot of stuff. Now, they new to all. I'm gonna take you to look at Piji Studios. This company, Piji, does really interesting stuff. Here, I want to show you this right here. This is Mai Shiranui. If you're well, this is Unique Art. We're gonna look at that too. But this one right here, this is Unique Art too. There's two versions of Unique Art, but this is the one right here. Right here, this is what I want to show you. Mai Shiranui, there's also two different versions from PG. There's two different variants of this. $390. Mai Shiranui has been very popular. We saw the Prime 1 studio of Mai Shiranui that looks amazing. What quarter scale looks amazing. I think the best presentation of Mai so far I've seen. But now there's two here. This is the scene version, New Era series. So there's two different versions here. $390. These are 1/6 scale statues. They may are of polyurethane, ABS, PVC. These are technically PVC material, plastic material. But when you're looking at this one, it comes with an extra portrait. It has interchangeable portrait. It has a more cartoony animated style. And then it does have the more modern style. Now, as you can see, the pose is a classic from Mai. Something that you will have seen in the past. Showing the assets for sure. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea. It seems too sexy. And we have seen, of course, this pose even as, it's smaller statues in the past. It's not something that we have not seen. But yeah, here it is. This is the scene version. So it has this base, as you can see, on top of her her fan, which is interesting with the fire. Very, very unique. Very different. Not necessarily a fan of the base. I think it's just a little too artsy, in my opinion. She's technically fine. It's kind of cool. Some of the style looks more classic, more modern. Some of the more cartoony. I like this portrait more. The extra portrait than the original that's more cartoony or more, I don't know, anime. More like game base. More, I don't know. One has more animation in it than the other. So it's $390 for that particular version. Now, again, there's two different versions. There is the single one, as they call it. I'm not sure exactly why. I think this is the one that is $215. That's because of the base. Doesn't have the base. So if you don't want to spend that money on the base, you still got the option to go without the base. And it's just as simple as it comes. Very basic figure that many people have known. Still 1/6 scale. It does have the interchangeable portrait. And again, it looks great that way. And honestly, they didn't like the base. So this one is more than enough, more than sufficient. So PG Studios really doing some very cool stuff, as they always do as a company. Very interesting for, Mai Shiranui fine hands. Now, the next thing I want to show you. Now, we look at those two pieces from that. Now, we have what the company Unique Art. Unique Art I think Unique Art is the same as Good Smile Company. I think Good Smile Company, this is part of Good Smile Company. I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. But if I'm not mistaken, when you look at Unique Art, no, there's something about Unique Art that they're technically derivative, or they're part of another big consortium company. We have talked about Unique Art. We have seen a lot of the statues here, and we have talked here in the channel, and I love what they do. So the thing is this pieces that we covered, the Mai Shiranui, this is so similar to the one we just saw. It's the same pose. The only difference, and I gotta be honest with you, the only difference that I see in this piece, and just give me a second, I want to look at something very quick. The thing that I noticed that is really amazing about this one is, well, I like the design on this portrait. Yeah, the portrait is fine, and it's 1/6 scale. It's cheaper, $194. This is the exclusive Sakura Ember's Dance, which is the classic move. She's holding her fan in her mouth without. It's the same pose, but I do like the portrait of this one way more. It's like they're competing with each other. They're the same scale. And very, this is a little, they're sexy statues for sure. But I do like the uniqueness of that one. Although the other one also, it does have a Piji also did an amazing, more playful portrait. This is a more serious portrait. Still is the same concept. And it is amazing that they're coming out at the same time. I don't know if that was planned or they were thinking about it or something happened. So you see the two different portraits. Interesting with that. So this is the 1/6 scale figure, Mai Shiranui X Sakura Ember's Dance. But there you have the regular one, which even better. It's 155. Same materials, ABS, all of that. It doesn't have the thing in her mouth, which is fine. I think that's more than enough. I will go for the regular on this one too. Looks amazing and even cheaper than the other one. Way cheaper than the other one. Same scale. It's gonna fit, and you have like a collection with figures. All that is going to fit perfectly. So there's no denying on that. It's gonna fit perfectly. So again, I would say these are doing amazing. This company, Unique Art, we have seen some of the stuff they do, and they really do amazing. They really do amazing work, and I think the price point is great. They also have pieces that are more expensive on the resin stuff. Of course, they're doing polyurethane, they're doing ABS. So of course that's where the price comes from, like cheaper. But still, the same companies are doing the same thing, but this one is way cheaper. I think this is gonna sell better in the end. So that is just my opinion on that. Very cool what they're doing right there. Now let me take you to Sideshow again. Let's go to Sideshow. I want to take you to another piece. We're still within figures that are made out of ABS. And I'm going to look at one that actually is not new. This is a reissue. It is a reissue that we have seen in the past. But we have seen some of this. This is not new. The Kamen Rider Type 1 from Megahouse. Megahouse has released a lot of these things. Price is $235. Dimension-wise, you're looking something a little larger than 1/6. It's kind of like close to 1/5 scale. It's 1/5 scale in a way. But what I like about this is that when Megahouse does this, there are some versions of this Kamen Riders that they even have motorcycles. And they're all made out of ABS or whatever plastic, but they have light-up features. And this has been done before, so this is like a reissue now in the state, pretty much now outside of Japan. And it looks amazing. It comes with the base. The parts come together. This art and the different poses, you can create different imagery, of course, of the classic original movie. You can come up with different poses with the arms. They're interchangeable arms. It has light-up features. Believe me, I've seen some of the figures, some of the video reviews of the original that came out like 4 or 5 years ago or so. I'm telling you, it looks great. Kamen Rider looks fantastic. Type 1. The details on this it looks like resin, but it's not. But it looks really, really neat. I seen then Megahouse doing amazing stuff with this figure. It's just gonna be what And, you know, there's a lot of stuff that Megahouse has been releasing. You know, Megahouse has been having this, I would say, partnership now with Sideshow. Such has been carrying all of their figures from different things, different lines. We have seen some amazing stuff. We have talked about it here on the channel. They always do, of course, the anime stuff. Very, very cool. Some things are super, super cool, but this is one. You can see it, this one, they sold out. The Masked Rider Kuga Mighty Form, that is already being sold out. So I would say, yeah, this reissue, it's more than sufficient if you're looking for them. They're really cool. They do well, and they look really fantastic. So yeah, kudos to them for doing something. They have the Ultraman Tiga also. So they you know, this collection continues to progress. I think Megahouse does amazing things, you know, for a fraction of the price of other companies. So that is cool. All right, so I'm gonna take you back to Spec Fiction. We're jumping from place to place to place. But again, thank you very much for those who are watching, not only now, but also those who are watching in the future. I know sometimes people don't have the time to watch right away, but thank you if you take the time to come and watch the channel at some point. It's truly, truly appreciated. It never goes unnoticed for me. I totally, totally appreciate it. I want to talk about this company that honestly, I like what they do. And that is, right here we have it, Threeartisan. But I want to look at something here. Let me look at this one right here. This is one of the pieces that I want to cover. This is, I think, but I'm gonna look at Threeartisan. This company has done really, really interesting stuff, amazing stuff for sure. But the new releases that I have, I want to cover. This company does amazing work for sure. I'm telling you, this Chinese company. But this one, if you're a Jujutsu Kaisen, this 1/6 Toji Fushiguro 1/6 statue 1/6 is $500. It's limited edition. But I love the detail on this one, and even the representation of the sword fight looks really impressive. Very nicely done. Even the base, it has like a three-dimensional image when you look at it from this angle, which looks really, really killer. Very, very nicely done. This is a very nicely done piece. Simple, pricey. It does have interchangeable portraits. It does have the little stands for the different portraits, but you can definitely use that. I do like the one the hair is kind of flying rather than the one that is just sitting down. But still, you can do the interchangeable parts, and he does have the little, and he does have light up features. That's another thing, which that's what it seems to me. There are light ups in it, and that is what it really kind of adds to the price, makes it more expensive. Is because you have something there that lights up. I think so. That's what it seems to me. Very, very, very cool. But now looking at the things again, going back to Threeartisan, this company. As you can see, all the stuff that they have done. But the impressive piece for me is this one right here. This is a new one that was released. This one, the Mystic Lady, this is a line that they have done with, you know, female characters. This is a quarter scale line. This is by Baise. Sorry if I mispronounced this. Which really is a Chinese spirit of technical protection against demons and stuff like that. So I don't know what is the implication of this statue to keep the spirits away. It's more of a creature. But with the Mystic Ladies, they kind of like recreate those spirits or mythological figures in female form. That's what Threeartisan is doing right here. But it's not $185. This quarter scale is super, super beautiful. Love the detail. I think it does also have a light up feature. Very nice pieces. I love a lot of these Chinese companies do this amazing looking female characters based on mythological things or video games or so. But this one looks very neat. I love the detail on the base, the detail on her skin. I think it's fully sculpted, but it may have some maybe silicone material. We're gonna look at that today. Love the portrait. Very nicely done. Even the paint job on her feet and the creases between her toes. It's just great. The wooden, the planks and the wooden floor, all that, it's just really well done. And the light up in the background, you can see it. This is a more, I think this is from a show, maybe at the Wonder Fest. Very nicely done. Of course, the detail there looks like it's a statue. It looks like it's no silicone parts, it's just a sculpted statue. Very nicely done. Those eyes are very, very well done. So let's see if this shows materials. It says also the artisan, of course, the other ones, we're gonna look at that. I was trying to see, but there's others, of course, we have seen, like this, for example, this Mystic Lady. The first one that came out was the Link Xiao, I think that's what it's pronounced. Sorry if I mispronounce it. $789. This is another one on this particular line. Beautiful for sure. Look at the detail. This is a more like, you know, she's standing, she's stronger, the features are stronger, big, you know, chested lady, that's for sure. But look at that base, the detail on the base. Very, very, very interesting piece. Very, very cool. I still like the new. This is not a bad piece. It's a very sexy looking piece for sure. Has a lot of sex appeal. Very strong. Nice detail on the paint job too. And her, not only her body. You know, the body tends to be very like light skin, all that, but mostly on the add-ons and the base. It has a lot of detail, a lot of shadows, a lot of little pieces of shade, different connotations of color. That is very, very cool. All right, so but that is not the only one. They also, the Succubus Lamia, they have two versions. A Succubus is right here. This one is interesting, $189. This is version A. This is a definitely more darker, of course, because of the character. Very, very cool. Very sexy for sure. And here you have the different versions. You can see it, A and B. I don't know exactly what is the differences. I think it's just the way of the portrait, perhaps. That is version A, Lamia version A. And then we have a version B, which I try to understand. I think it's just the way, the position of the portrait. I'm not sure why they couldn't just give it a different portrait, but I think one is looking up, one is looking down, and they may have had other minor differences. Yeah, one is looking up, one is looking down. I guess what they're trying to represent, it's more, or what they're trying to do is try to sell the one that actually is more appealing to you based on your display, I guess. But other than that, I noticed that this one is kind of looking down while the other one is looking up. So that's the reason they have two different versions. Does it make sense from a financial standpoint to do it that way? I'm not sure why the decision compels to do it. Maybe some people complain about the art, perhaps, and they want it. I don't know. It's just something that it wouldn't cross my mind. But yeah, it's an interesting take. But yeah, when I look at them, the A, B, yeah, it's like the B is kind of looking down or so with the eyes, and the A is looking kind of to the side up. But because honestly, they're the same. The base is the same, even the sculpt is the same. It's just the positioning of the portrait. That's all it is. Where it's looking, you know, makes no sense to me that they decided to do two different versions. But I think they're both great. I think A, perhaps that is the point. Some people would like that. I'm not sure what was the decision making, the choice that was made there. Who made that decision? I don't know. But in any case, that is what we see from this company. Again, Threeartisan. This company definitely doing some really, really cool stuff. All right, so now we're going to look at something else here. And let me see if it's here, because I don't remember if it was here or not. I don't think it's in a spec fiction. I saw it, not here, but I know that it's on the technically on the wait list, or not on the wait list, but coming soon. But I saw, looking at Big Bad Toy Store, I saw this, which surprised me because, you know, there's been, I'm not hating on a company. Let me be very clear with that. But there's something that a lot of people have been definitely not necessarily happy at all with this. And here you have Trigun Elite Vash from Figurama Collectors, $308. It's not the first time the Figurama Collectors have done what you consider a bus. This is a bus, and it looks great, by the way. I like the detail on the portrait. The art is great. That's something that I can say about Figurama. They always have had great artists involved in the production of things. The problem with the Figurama has been definitely the delivery time, it's been the communication, it's been what they have pulling away for a lot of customers, the problems that they have sometimes not paying artists or not paying this. There's a lot of things. But you know, let's not judge the art, by the company that produces it, because at the end of the day, yeah, the company has a lot to say, but a lot of people are involved in the production of these pieces. But here, this is a very nice bus. If it gets to the production, if you get to see it in person, it looks great. It's a nice detail with the gun. They definitely went for the anime style, as we saw with the action figure that looks more like the manga. I think Trigun had a manga. Yeah, it had a manga. This one definitely, I can see the anime. You know, there's multiple movies of Trigun, animated movies and the series and all that stuff. But yeah, it looks good. Detail nice. The gun is nice. Actually, pretty nice size, which should be actually, the gun should be bigger for the figure. Now I'm thinking about it. But interesting base. Oh, now I see. Like you can see the, with the pistol. the bullets have been used. That is cool. So yeah, this is what Figurama is doing. Of course, if I look at the stuff that Figurama is doing here, I don't know what they do have. Figurama collectors here on Big Bad Toy Store. Of course, they have some stuff on pre-order store. They're still on sale. They have done a lot of different things, a lot of cool stuff. Not gonna deny it. Like you guys see the Messenger C bus that they did not long ago, still on pre-order. I talk about it. It's been, how long has it been since I talk about it? Still on pre-order. It's been on pre-order forever. The Getter Robo 2 has been like 2 years on pre-order. So that's the thing, like they take forever. And some stuff, like all this stuff, Elfin Lee Elite, also limited edition bus. That Belmont, we talked about it like 3-4 years ago. I think it's sold out. I don't know if it's still available. But if I go to, well, let me go to Spec Fiction. Let me look at Figurama and see what they have. Now here you have, they have some stuff there for the Super Cyber Sale. So they do have stuff. They have released stuff. It's just the amount of time that has taken for some other stuff. But make no mistake, as a company, they have done really amazing things over time, over the years. Some more than others. Hopefully this one's released, and hopefully people who have been waiting for some stuff can finally get that stuff, as they've been waiting forever. So that is what we can get from Figurama. Now I want to take you to Sideshow. Let's go to Sideshow. Actually, let's go to PCS Collectibles. Which is Premium Collectible Studio now, of course, that's the name. But there's stuff that is coming, like this done, he's gonna come next month. Well, this one right here, Jennifer Bodies. Don't they have already at Sideshow? Let me look at that. Let me try Sideshow. I think it's already available at Sideshow. They may have it. Because if we don't have to do it today, they don't have to do it, then I'll keep it for the next month. Let's see. Right there. It's already available. We're going to look at it in a moment. But before I look at that stuff, I want to look at the pre-order of Sagat and Juli. This is 110. This is again what the PCS has been doing with the Street Fighter line. This collection of pieces, they have expanded, with the Marvel versus Capcom collection, particularly the Marvel, everything that is Marvel versus Capcom. We have all the Marvel fig, which have been amazing for sure, but also the Street Fighter line. And this is $270 for Sagat and Juli. And of course, they come in this pairs. Fantastic. I love the detail. Sagat looks massive. And Juli looks great in that. great detail, great paint job. Julie looks fine. The sculpt is fine. Paint job on the face, a little flat, but still well done. I think the paint job on Sagat is what shines. You know, the bronze in his skin, very nicely. It's like, it looks way better. The sculpt on Julie looks fantastic. They look great. They have really done a nice job in translating the art in 3D form, and this collection continues to expand and grow in ways that it's, in my opinion, great. Look at the dimensions of Sagat is 9.5 inches tall. Again, it's 110, and the base is flat, and Julie is 7 inches tall. I think that the price is fair for this. They continue to do it with the Street Fighter stuff. When you look at some of the Street Fighter stuff, we got covered some of this, of course, the bigger stuff. We already saw, of course, Karine and E Honda, part of the same collection. There's always one that the figures one is bigger than the other one. Honda looks great, man. Karine looks great too, but I actually like the color, the choice in there. But Honda looks amazing. I always love bigger guys, like bigger figures. Action figures and also statues. There's something about impressive looking figures. Of course, you see it right there. We have Ken and Vega also on pre-order. I like that. Ken looks really neat. Classic pose. Vega definitely let it to jump on you. I like how they mix them. They have really mixed them in a way that is great. Would it be interesting if they sell them individually? I would say so. I think individually would have been fantastic. The choice of selling them together is, I wouldn't say baffles me, it's just an interesting concept. And of course, we have seen, of course, Zangief and Jen. We have seen Cody and Guy right there. And we have seen Cammy and Birdie. We have seen Akuma and Dalsin, $250, all of them, great. We have seen Bison and Rolento. And of course, these are now shipping, so there's something to know now. So they're still available. Fei Long and Blanca, which I think are great, and also Rio and Dan, they are now shipping. So this is the ones that I would say, if you can get them now before they completely sold out. Even the UC Zangief and Jen, there's shipping. Cody and Guy are shipping. The Cammy and Birdie, they are shipping. Akuma and Dalsing are sold out. Bison and Rolento are shipping. So I think, one thing I would say, PCS and their ability to release stuff on time, that's something that is impressive. Now, there's another piece, of course, that we saw, but it's not available here on pre-order yet, but it's available here. And, it's interesting. Jennifer's body. I was, to be honest, the actress, does it look like her? Honestly, I don't see it. And I saw the sculpt, and I know a lot of people online were mentioning it doesn't look like her. Of course, this is a 2009 film. It's amazing to think that it's been that long. But does it look great? It's a nice sculpt, body-wise. I think paint job, everything, fully sculpted piece, nice legs. This is something that people were asking for? And that is the question. I don't think a lot of people were hoping for something like this. And this is the part that sometimes it kind of boggles my mind, but sometimes it kind of tells you about PCS. PCS does a lot of things that are different. They do a lot of things that are expected, but also they do a lot of things that are different. This is something different. This is something that nobody really was asking. Was it necessary? Would it do great? Perhaps. I just don't see Megan Fox there. I just don't see it. Even on the side of the nose, are they inspired on Megan Fox? Because it doesn't even say her name in there. Or maybe they just an inspiration from her to create the scene. Maybe from the franchise owner of the story of a book or the movie, whoever owns the rights. And they kind of skip Megan Fox on it. I don't know. I just don't see Megan Fox. That's just me. Maybe some people may see it. I don't. $655. Maybe some people will see it and value it for what it is. And I'm sure there are fans out there. There's always going to be a fan of everything. I think Megan Fox has been popular, although it's just been kind of disappeared completely from the scene. Although she comes and goes, but hasn't really acted in anything in many years. But in any case, it's just something to kind of look at. The base interesting concept. So this is definitely what PCS has been doing. All right, so this is something that I really wanted to point out. And now that we are at, we've been doing really good. Let's do this. Let me drink some water. Oh, I finished my water. I have another one though. I'm always prepared. All right, so I want to look at other pieces here. We're gonna look again to the new releases. Oh no, this is not what I was looking for. Okay. The browser is not cooperating right now. All right, so we are looking at Sideshow. We're looking at Sideshow stuff. There are two things I want to cover for Sideshow. And I'm going to go to the second page. Got all this stuff here that we can see. But none of this stuff we're going to look right now. Wow. Man. Did I miss it? I don't think I did. Let me see something. I think Aquaman wasn't right there. This is one that I skipped last time. I didn't get the chance to talk about it yet. But this is the new Aquaman, the Lore of the Deep. This is one that honestly I was not anticipating for some reason. Maybe I wasn't paying attention enough. But it's now pre-order. It's $775 for this statue. Definitely, this is a more modern take. More gruesome take on the character, on the details, people involved here. Let's see, we have Andre Yamaguchi is the sculptor, Jorge Villar is the sculptor too, Daniel Bell the sculptor. So this is a collaboration of three sculptors. Richard Luong, the designer, Ed Bradley, my good friend Ed. I talked to him the other day. Always love Ed. He's a great guy. He painted this with Chi Suma, Sideshow Design and Development team involved in the process here. So great team of people. Very interesting concept. I like it. It has more darker tone. Of course, this is, even the tentacles in his arm, it's just a more gruesome depiction. A very interesting one. Is it my cup of tea when I look at that? Of course, maybe I just more the classic design. But for modern stuff, more of a little bit of a kind of like a horror element as well with it. It's a very nice concept, very unique, very different. And when she's coming from the water, sometimes the problem that we see sometimes with Aquaman is that it's always portrayed more like a clean cut type of guy. But come to think of it, I think he is a dark art. The 90s kind of went into that route, of course, with Peter David trying to depict him more of a serious character that has some serious weight. Of course, he's a tough guy. He's in the waters. In a way, he's like Namor, the Submariner. Submariner was a tougher guy, always. So, of course, the beard, he's a tough guy. And as you can see it, he's coming from the water. It's a tough place to be. Whoever lives in the deeps of the ocean. So 29 inches tall, of course, with the trident. Very, very cool. Very nice detail. The water effect they did with the base. It's a very unique piece. And to be honest, doesn't need any change out. That's the reason why the price is where it is, I guess. Still pricey, but everything is pricey nowadays. Very nice detail. Very nice sculpt. I'm really impressed with this piece. Looking at this quick video. He presents the effects. Very nice detail in his clothing. Definitely, this guy looks like he's been through a lot of things. He's coming from the water. Very, very nice. I think Sideshow did a really nice job with this one. Looks really, really neat. But also Sideshow had another piece. And another thing that they release is right here. Another statue that also, another one that came out of kind of the left field, but honestly, I was truly impressed, and it's this Han Solo. Sorry about the mess. And this is the part where I would say Sideshow kind of shines when they do like unique things that are different, things that are more standalone, that they don't need required to be like with combined with other pieces. You can have this as standalone, and it's more than enough. It's fantastic. Han Solo, sorry about the mess. $880. To be honest, when I look at this price and I look at the prices of other things that are over $1,000, I think I don't understand the idea of the pricing, because to me this is way bigger, way more impressive than some other pieces. You know, I don't know, I don't price things, so I don't know exactly the logistics of it, but this is a very impressive piece of a very iconic moment, and I'm glad that they're doing this, because the other company that was doing a lot of this different themes based on scenes in the movie of Star Wars was Gentle Giant, which now is Gentle Giant is gone for now. But looking at this, it kind of reminds me, it gives me hope. It also brings me back to the old times of Sideshow, when Sideshow was doing a lot of these dioramas, a lot of these themes for Star Wars, a lot of these different things that were very unique visualization. They were not just for the cookie cutter type of version, they were going for things that were very unique. And this one, definitely, the scene of the movie is just perfectly done. The portrait, some people may say that it's not like him, a little bit here and there. I still see it, and I see it really well. They did a different angle. This angle, for example, it looks perfect. And of course, he with his hand, it's such an iconic pose from the film. They did a fantastic job. The team in coming things, I haven't even seen who is involved here. We're going to look at it in a moment. They did a fantastic job. The detail on the base, on the boot, and the table, and all of that. The gun, it's just a fantastic scene. It's just perfectly captured here. Look at the gun. And also this, it seems like interchangeable parts. Very cool. Yeah, I can see that. 12.5 inches tall, of course, sitting down. But the depth and of this angle, amazing. From every angle, they did a fantastic job in bringing that scene into a three-dimensional form and creating that scene that is very iconic. One of the most iconic moments of Star Wars, in my opinion. Very nicely done. I don't know if it has mixed media. Look at that. Even in the background, they have an art print. Very well done. That's the both of them combined. They're gonna look fantastic. This is perfect for any Star Wars. This is a must-have for Star Wars fans. If you're a hardcore Star Wars statue collector, this is definitely a must-have, in my opinion. One of the best pieces that I've seen. And you know, kind of just emphasizing and giving honor to whose honor is due. Let's look at the detail. Jorge Villar, again, he was involved in the previous sculpt. Will Harbottle, of course, he is a godfather in a way. He's like the godfather of statue collectors. A lot of sculptors. Aaron McNaught, also there. Rachel Rubisek, the designer. She did a phenomenal job. Chi Zuma, Juan Lee are the painters. Tim Hansen is the custom fabricator, so he does have mixed media. And the Sideshow design development team involved in the process. This is a beautiful piece, $880. I think it's worth that amount. Just the concept alone. This is a standalone piece that looks fantastic. It is a timeless piece, in my opinion, that is going to shine in your Star Wars collection. No doubt about it. So I think they did a really nice job with this one. All right, my friends, I want to take a final break, and we're coming back. I want to say to all of you, thank you very much. Thank you those who have been taking time to watch with me. It's always appreciated. Thank you very much for those who watch it. Whether you watch it now or you watch it in the future, thank you very much. We're coming back, of course. You know, like I need to stand up again. Use the restroom, all that. And when I'm coming back, we still have Prime 1 Studio. We're going to look at the stuff that has been released for Prime 1 Studio. We're going to look at JND Studios. They have released two things that people are excited. Well, you know, some things we can point out. And Legendary V Studio. So we got the three biggest hitters, in my opinion, of this week on the statue side. We're going to look at everything they have for pre-order. We're going to look at the stuff and you know, see what is there to praise about, or also what is there to criticize about. So I'm coming back. But then again, don't forget to leave a like, to leave a comment. Let me know you're watching. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for spending time with me. So I'll be back just a moment.
Come back to me.
All right. Thank you very much for watching here with me and spending time with me tonight. I appreciate it. Thank you, everyone, who is taking time. It's been slow today, for sure. The comments have been slow, but I know that a lot of times people are busy doing so many things. It's, after all, it's St. Valentine's weekend. Some people may not have the chance yesterday to go out with their loved ones. Maybe they're doing it tonight. Who knows? There's a lot of different reasons. But in any case, I want to say thank you, because I know, even though that happens, I know other people watch this video. A lot of my friends watch this video afterwards. I will have the timestamp, as I always do, just to help out those who are interested to come and watch and really take time to do it. You know, if you're interested in certain things here and there, you can always use that for reference. I love it because that's the way I can just reference the information. Every time I watch something, I go back and I remember what was said. So to me, it's important to have that just for my own reference, you know, for reference purposes. So thank you, everyone. All right, so I am trying to get some stuff here or there. Not sure how good this is, but in any case, we're doing that. All right, we'll keep moving into the stuff that we're doing right now. So next thing we're gonna do, let me go back to, let me leave a note first. Oh no, I just forgot it. In any case, here we have let me, as I mentioned, let me reduce the sound of music a little bit. I think it's fine. Okay, so we are coming back. The next thing that we're doing for the statues, that we're coming into the end, technically into the last stretch. I want to look at Prime 1 Studio. Prime 1 Studio is always a company that impresses. We had talked about Marcus Phoenix before. You can always look at this stuff. These are the new products. These are the 3 products I want to cover tonight. I want to start with this one, Asuka Shikinami Langley. Of course, this is from Evangelion. This is 3.0.01, Tries Upon a Time, the film. $699. It is a quarter scale piece. It's a bonus version, edition size of 400 pieces. And there's a video right there of the presentation. This is, of course, from the most recent Sideshow Con. But very nice piece. The bonus part, it does have like an interchangeable portrait of some sort. I don't see the big difference in it. Not sure what's the difference, but in any case, it's there. It has a very anime style. Of course, the portrait is a serious one, has a happier one. I think it's just maybe the expression. And this is the next one that is coming, the companion to that, those 2 pieces. And they're gonna go side by side. The characters always kind of go side by side in a lot of displays and statues. And they both look great, definitely for Evangelion fans. And very cool detail. Very nice price, I think, also for us a quarter scale. It doesn't really has too many accessories. I think the price is where it needs to be. Very, very cool. The bonus version is actually that extra portrait. Okay, the happier portrait. Okay, I see it. This is the bonus version. which I like actually, and that's the regular version, more serious. But I think the way you want to display it is with the bonus version. So yeah, the bonus version would be the one that you need to go for, because I don't know why they decided to do it that way. That is kind of like a sad expression, which doesn't look bad per se. It's just the other one way better. So detail is great, paint job is great, fully sculpted piece. Nice, actually the flow of the hair is pretty nice. So yeah, this is the piece that they are releasing for Evangelion 3.0. Very, very cool. Edition of 400, still on pre-order. The next piece I want to really talk about is this one, Lucy MacLean, which is from Fallout. This is from the, you know, from the TV series. This is the Real Elite Master line. And I will tell you, they have done a fantastic job. The price of bonus version is $1,200. It's available with Sideshow too. I like the likeness of the actress. It's just spot on. Of course, it was one of the highlights for me at the recent event. It was one of the highlights for me. It just looks really, really neat. I had a video, if I'm not mistaken, I did have a video of the highlights for me. Lucy was one of the highlights. Did I do that? Now you got me, because honestly, it's like, wait a minute, did I make a video about that at some point? I don't think I did. Or perhaps I did. No, I didn't. Did I? Man, now I'm like trying to figure it out if I did. Maybe I didn't have the time. Now, like, okay. Yeah, I'm telling you, some days things don't work out the way you want them to work out. But yeah, to me, that the most recent, did I make a live video about that? No, I didn't. Any case, it's kind of like surprises me of sometimes things don't work out the way I want it. But yeah, at the most recent event, of course, of the Next Level Showcase, it was one of the highlights for me. I really like this version. Lucy looks great. Very nicely done, nice detail. The base just has a lot of detail, but I think they started the show as her. Of course, she's a beautiful woman. Definitely, like their likeness they did on her is great. It has this gruesome head that she's carrying, but the Nuka-Cola right there in the background, that she has different change outs. I like the gun more than the head that she's carrying, but also has the kind of like the little saw. But again, look at the face and the portrait. Very nice job they have done her. And this is another thing about this, the Elite Master line, how amazing the quality of the stuff they do. All the switch out, it has LED illumination. So it's everything that you can think of is done the way it's supposed to be done. And they have really done a nice job in really bringing it together to really do it the way it's supposed to be done. Very nice. Very great detail. There are 69 photos here. We're going to go through them. But again, I'm so impressed with that portrait. That is perhaps the best portrait. It just looks like the actress. I think they nailed the likeness. You know, sometimes we talk about, and the other pieces too look amazing. The companions there also look amazing. I think this was a highlight for me again from the show, looking at how they're going to all look together. But this is the thing where sometimes we see, like, for example, with PCS, when we talk about, you know, Megan Fox, the likeness is not there on the statue. It's not there. Here, it's just there. It's just like spot on. That tells you the quality of Prime 1 Studio, what they do with their technology, with the Real Elite Master line. They're really working really nicely to bring that detail to the highest level. Very nicely done for sure. Very beautiful detail. I think it's a fully sculpted piece, but it looks like so realistic. Even looks like real leather, the clothing. Nuka-Cola, the big roach right there. It is just a great piece. Overall, 69 pictures. We're almost at the end of the last one. But the portrait, fully sculpted hair, the strands of hair, really well done. Fascinating. Again, look at that face. Beautiful. She's beautiful, definitely, and it looks even more beautiful with the depiction. They brought the likeness, and I would say this is a highlight for me overall, it's a highlight. Look at the colors right there. The colors right there. Very cool. Very nicely done. Very beautiful piece. This is a home run for me for Prime One Studio. Now, there's another thing that they did. This is more on the life-size scale, which is they've been doing, and I want to mention it right now. Not necessarily a fan of this style, but I gotta give him credit for doing Data Life. I don't know if this is an anime or manga or something more on the Japanese side for sure. It's $8,000. It's some sort of art. For the TV animated series Data Life, which I never watch, so I don't know much about it. But $8,000. I'm sure that there is some fans out there will love this in Japan, mainly, I guess. But a life-size bus, a little creepy too. That you can undress it. It's kind of like for like the horn dog, I guess. That like that kind of thing. Yeah, you can take it off. But like, okay, undress this anime character. Some people have some fetishes for sure. Like more of a fetish. But yes, this is something that they release. I don't see $8,000 they're worth. This is one of those pieces that definitely is just for a very unique market. But the detail there, $8,000 worth. I don't see it, to be honest with you. Make no mistake, looks great, but to me this is more like it should be like a 1/6 or even a quarter scale. That would be it, and it should be priced at the same as the pieces that we saw for Evangelion. So we're in the same vein. Even the Evangelion pieces are more enticing to me than this one. But yeah, it seems like some people are willing to pay the price. Otherwise, they wouldn't have released it. But yeah, it's something there to consider for sure. All right, so we're moving from Brown One Studio. Now we are going. Let me go to Spec Fiction. This is for. We're gonna go to look at the stuff for JND Studios. Always JND does, you know, as a Korean company, they've been doing such amazing work. There's no denying. As a company, they continue to impress. And here, new to all. But we're gonna look at. Oh wow, I don't see it here. So maybe it was removed. Maybe it's not presented that way. So let's look at it here. Let me look. All right, so we're gonna look at JND. Here you have. I'm gonna look at our Arcane in a moment, but these are the new things that JND has been doing. Of course, JND has been doing amazing work with their statues. You look at all the stuff that they have released. We have talked about several of these items over time. But for the new ones that I want to cover today, the ones I really want to cover today, I want to start first with this one right here, which is this one. If you are a Berserk fan, they got, of course, we already got Guts, which looks amazing. But now they're going, and some people didn't like the likeness. They tried to make it more realistic looking. You know, a lot of people are more into more in the manga, or, you know, the style of the manga. They want that more than anything else. Even some people would prefer even the movies or animation, but definitely the manga is pretty much the compass. This is the point of the reference. But J&D kind of goes for a more natural look, and they went with this one. Of course, Guts looks, in my opinion, looks amazing. But now they're doing Griffith, and this is the regular version for Griffith. It's almost $3,300 or so, plus the shipping and everything else. So yeah, you're looking at $3,500 more than that. It just looks more realistic, although I don't know, it's something off about it and the portrait. You know, Griffith has this feminine look, but also there's a masculinity in it. Here it's more feminine, in my opinion. It looks a little bit more feminine. Still, it's a great detail with the base. I guess it's just the approach that he looks a little bit sad down, like powerless. That's how it feels to me. Like he's just like a child dressed as a soldier, which yeah, we can go through the stories or whatever, but there's something. There is something in the character that's always been this aura of he thinks he believes to be better than anyone. And so I feel that could have been added to the portrait and the expression to make a Griffith to look way more, I don't know, more proper perhaps, or more like, you know, like this aura that he thinks, you know, he's the only thing that matters or whatever. You know, I don't want to go in detail of all that, but you know, the overall, the armor, it's amazing. Very nicely detailed. It just looks like a girl to me more than just Griffith. Yeah, I might be wrong. Maybe some people will disagree with me. I think the potential, it's there for something better, but the face, some of the expression, even the jaw looks more feminine than masculine in my opinion. Looks like a girl that is, I don't know, trying to disguise as Griffith. Yeah, I don't know. That is just my opinion. And here is the regular version, but then you got the metal version, which is even more expensive because of the armor. It's real armor metal. Yeah, it looked like a cosplayer. That's what I want to say. It looks more like a cosplayer than actually the actual Griffith. But in some instances it looks fine. Some parts. But this is the armor now. Way more expensive because of the armor. I still think the Guts is better. But, you know, you have a Guts, you're having a Griffith side by side. Some people may go for it. It's an interesting concept. We're not denying it. And definitely nice detail. Of course, JND always doing really interesting stuff. Definitely did. But yeah, that looks like a cosplayer more than actually Griffith. So it doesn't translate as well as Guts does to me, in my opinion. I feel that Guts translates way better. Right there. Like, look at this one. It's already on the wait list. But Guts translates way better than Griffith does. So yeah, that's something worth checking out. Or considering, in my opinion, you know, I really haven't followed many people with JND Studios. I'm a member of JND Studios groups, but I haven't really kind of paid attention to a lot of the stuff. So yeah, it's something about the portrait that needs some work. And I would say the same thing for the next piece that I want to talk about is Arcane Jinx. And this is something that I did saw some comments. And I see some people making even videos about it. And that is Jinx. It looks great. The portrait, everything looks great. It's the expression that needs work. And yes, they go again from the same style that they're doing with this statue, just trying to kind of give it more a human form based on the animation. But again, one thing I would say about this one, it's just the expression is so sad. And yes, you know, there's always been a sadness about Jinx. When you look at the animation, when you look at the video game, there's a sadness and a craziness on the character. But in that craziness, you can see the sadness. So just because they want to see the sadness of the character carries a lot of sadness. But they could have just done that by just, even in the smile, you can see her sadness. So it doesn't mean that you have to express sadness by just actually having a sad expression. In reality, most people who are sad don't really show it. But you can see the signs of sadness in their eyes. So they could have just even keep the eyes and just change the smile. Give her a smile, but with the sad eyes. They could have done so many different things. Which I feel that in a way, she looks very, very, very sad. Like, you know, and yes, you know, you can, there's moments with Jade, you know, even in the anime, which I'm telling you, the animation is fantastic. It's one of my favorites of all time. I love it. When I review it, the final season, I love it. I express how much I care about the show, and how well they express Jinx and her sister and the relationship and the sadness and life and every character and all the stuff that happens there. But I feel that they could have translated it better. Although I would say their body type is great, the base is great, the weapon she's carrying, all of that is great. The expression perhaps was some choice that they couldn't just change a bit. Maybe do something, tweak something. They need to tweak something with that portrait. But still, the portrait looks fine. It definitely looks like Jinx to me. But Jinx looks tired. She looks jaded. She looks like she's given up in life. And that is a sad piece to look at. I'm sorry. But when I want to see Jinx, of course, when I see her her sister, I like to see the resolution, the strength. When I see the sister, it's the craziness and the desire to prove a point. I don't see it here. Although the beautiful expression, the eyes are beautiful, it's still a beautiful expression. Everything else captures the character except the portrait, and that in the expression in the portrait, and that can change everything. I think it's something that I noticed with all statues. A portrait can make or break a statue. A portrait tells you if this statue is a must-have or not. And a lot of times, statues don't really kill it with the portrait. We saw it just with PCS, with Megan Fox. It doesn't look like her, you know. And that the body is amazing. Everything is, the concept is amazing. But that portrait kills, to me, the expression. Han Solo. Even the Han Solo statue, I wouldn't say the likeness 100% on the statue. But Han Solo for Sideshow. But that expression, they you know, like he's just Han Solo. You can see Han Solo even though it's not 100% the likeness. And that kills it to me. That is the reason why I consider it one of the best Han Solo statues ever. The same we can say about what you just saw Prime 1 Studio. You know, with the Fallout statue, the likeness where the actress sells the statue. So I feel that in this one, the expression is what sells it. And it doesn't sell it well. I think it's missing, but everything else is perfect. Everything else is perfect. And I think JND just have some work to do with this. But overall, the dimensions, the scale, the base, the body type, all of that is well done. Even the beautiful portrait is beautiful. Even the portrait is beautiful. It just needs to change the expression. That's all. You can still represent sadness, you know, even with a smile or with a crazy, you know, I don't know, something. With a smirk, you can still, you know, you can still show sadness. So yeah, there's some work to be done, but yeah, they got it there. I think they got it. They're close, and then hopefully they tweak it. JND listens to the fans, so you know, hopefully they do listen on this one too. But overall, the piece, you know, has a lot of pluses in my opinion. So I'm not going to fault him for that. I think there's something here. There's a lot of potential here. Let's see what they do. All right, so the next thing I want to cover right now. And I want to cover the last piece of the night. Another company that has been doing amazing is this one right here. This Legendary V Studios, this company from the Philippines. They've been doing amazing work. I think Legendary has a lot of potential this year. They have so much stuff that they are already showcasing that people are super excited about. And this is a great piece. This is a 1/3 scale statue. I think the price, it's high. But, you know, there are a couple of things that I want to point out. Is the metallic, more modern, you know, Green Lantern. I think maybe there's a classic at some point somewhere, but this is the metallic Green Lantern. In any case, let me see if we can just go there. There's different versions. So we have seen, of course, all the stuff that they had released here. You see that there's two different versions. There is the metallic and there's also the classic. So let's start with the modern version. They all have the same portraits. And I will tell you here on the metallic, which is the modern design, the modern outfit of the Green Lantern, $17.25. It comes with the extra. It has 4 portraits, so technically you're getting 4 characters for the price of 1, supposedly. But I'm gonna mention some things here and there. Amazor, which I think is something amazing. I don't remember having an Amazor statue. There's been in a smaller scale, but I don't think in a larger scale, quarter scale. I don't remember. Unless it's custom. Looks great. It's a very interesting portrait that they chose, and the fun fact that they chose the portrait to change it, that is incredible. The body works with all the portraits. And of course you got Hal Jordan. The modern metallic look. Really cool. Very nice. And then of course here, of course, this side with the other ones. Now, I'm not sure why they chose Parallax, to be honest with you. Parallax is one character that is so divisive. Because the representation of Parallax of what he did, you know, which is the bad version of Hal Jordan, the crazy version, I'm not sure if I would like them to do this. I actually would have preferred for them to have done a Sinestro. A Sinestro, of course, you know, Sinestro when he was part of the Green Lanterns. That would be better than Parallax. Because you know, people don't know the story, but to me, well, of course, Parallax was definitely, for many people, the downfall, one of the downfalls of the 90s comics. You know, as a character is hated, to be honest. Although he has been, in a way, redeemed in different ways, but still, I don't know. You know, like one thing I like what XM did when they did their 1/6 scale parallax, what they did is, or it was a water scale. No, it wasn't 1/6. They did a parallax with, you know, actually they did the parallax Sinestro. But in any case, Amazor, I like the portrait is fantastic. Hal Jordan, you got that. I like the, of course, the base. Look at the base. And he does have the lantern in his hand, which I think is classic. Many statues carry it now. The same thing. That's the only thing that I don't, not necessarily fan of the when I have the other Green Lantern from man, I lost it right now. Forget it. Twitterhead that didn't have the lantern. The classic one had the lantern in his hand, but I think it's always important to have the lantern. It really adds. So, you know, the base is simple. I wouldn't say like, oh my god, it blows me away. I think there's been better bases for Green Lantern in the past, but the statue itself looks amazing. Tomari looks really nice. I like that they put him in there. You know, and that's one thing I would say. Yes, in the price for one, you can change it for... I'm not sure that so many people are gonna be changing. I would have preferred, honestly. I think it's better to have statues of each character individually, because sometimes you only choose one portrait and you keep that portrait. Most people are gonna use Hal Jordan, and they're gonna stick with Hal Jordan. They're not gonna use... These are nice, but most people are not going to be really, you know, having Tomari, unless you have like the same statue over and over. So I feel that it's sometimes better to have statues of each character. There's so many characters that you can do on the Green Lantern Corps. You know, Kilowog, you can do so many statues that would be nice to display them all together side by side. 1/3 is a little tough, but a quarter scale is more, you know, it's sufficient, it's good. You can do that. The Sinestro Corps, you know, not the Sinestro Corps, the Green Lantern Corps. So that is an option, even at 1/6. Here you can see Amazor. It looks great. There's 2 different versions of that. So, you know, it's just a matter of... Although parallax with the green modern, and then it just kind of throws me off a little bit. He does have the little white hair, you know, like from that time, you know. So yeah, they did it. Tomari is the one perhaps that I like the most. You know, it's kind of cool to have, you know, to have him there. And look at the back of the base. He does have this detail, which kind of get lost. So you can see the Guardians. So it's kind of cool. It has some detail on the rocks and all the corpse, all the symbols of all the different corpse. So that is, you know, it's cool. But now, let me show you 1725 for the modern version. But then let's say that you want to go for the classic version, because you're a classic guy. I'm a classic guy. I like classic green. This one price is the same, so it's just a matter of choice. I would say it goes. I personally would gonna go for classic green. Amazor looks better in classic green, in my opinion. Hal Jordan looks great. Although the modern actually is not bad. The green on the modern is not bad. The metallic, they call it metallic green, but it's just a different version of green. This is more like a lighter green. The other one is more like a darker green. Parallax, which the colors kind of, they're fine for the 90s. But to be honest, you know, do I really want to display Parallax? No, I already have a Sinestro. But Tomari, I think Tomari is perhaps the portrait that I like the most, and I'm glad that they actually included. The base seems to be a bit different in a way. I think it may be wrong. Does it light up? Well, the light up in the lantern is great. In brightest daylight, I would wish this one lights up too. I'm guessing this is gonna light up, but it would be nice to light up some more like a yellow, kind of green yellow. I don't know. That would be great. But it's kind of cool. We're not gonna deny it. Great concept. Again, you know, Legendary Beast Studios continues to do really interesting stuff. You know, there's no denying on what they're doing as a company. They're definitely defining a lot of things. There's a lot of things that you can see that are coming soon. So if I put in right here on the stuff that is coming soon, new to all, you can see, of course, this is the newest one, but they have other things and there's a lot of stuff that is coming soon. So I think the potential is there. They're doing amazing stuff. They're definitely killing it. Legendary Studios is a company that is definitely has changed a lot of things and have brought a lot of excitement. In a way, Legendary Studios have taken the place of XM Studios, and it's great. Too bad that they consistently go for larger scale. It would be nice if they also do smaller stuff, but perhaps they want to stay, consistent in what they're doing. And I cannot blame them for that. They're doing some amazing 1/3 scale pieces that people are really excited about, and they definitely comic book accurate. They try to stay comic book accurate as much. So inaccuracies here and there, with things like as we saw here with a Green Lantern. Even with some inaccuracies that we saw with Wolverine that I talked about in the past, some of the things, but other than that, because the extra portraits, when you have too many portraits just to give look, but the look doesn't really match the portrait with the suit that they actually use in the comics, only the people who are like hardcore comic book fans like myself can look at those details, and I cannot really miss them, but other people don't have a problem. So it's a matter of fact, yeah, it's great that we have, like, for example, Avensor, Tomari, Parallax on this Green Lantern, but at the same time the body type is not the same. They all have they all share the same body type, so that's the only thing. It's just the portrait that changes, but the body's the same. And that some of the characters, they have different body types, but it's just here and there, just a little nitpicking here and there from my part, I guess. In any case, I want to say to all of you, really now coming to the end of this video, I want to say thank you very much. Thank you for your support. Thank you for being with me through everything, being for the channel. It's always I'm always thankful. Not always can say that things work for the best. Some days, like today, it seems like no many viewers are, no many people sharing. At the same time, like my wife told me the other day, because sometimes, you get a little frustrated because you think, man, why is it that, you don't get enough viewers or enough of this or enough of that? But my wife always reminds me that we're doing this. Are you doing this for fun or are you doing this for audience? And to be honest, that really touches me. I do this for fun. I enjoy this. I can always go back and look at some of the things, and it's amazing, the time that I spent doing this all these years, that I can still do it. And that I'm blessed to do it. People can't. Some people who started also making videos around the same time as I did, some came before me, some of them are no longer with us. And the fact that I'm still kicking it, I'm still making videos. Some people have stopped making videos. Life moves on, they move with other things, but I'm still blessed enough to still share. Yes, some things change. My statue collecting has changed a lot, evolved over time. I'm not as interested as much as, I don't collect as much as I did, but I still enjoy the art. I still have fun with it, and action figures. And at the end of the day, that's not the only thing that matters in life. But yeah, it's something that I enjoy as a hobby, and it's always been something that has kept me sane in a way. Looking at this keeps me in a way sane. I think that's something that I can say has kept me sane and through many, many difficult times. So I want to say to all of you, thank you for taking time. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Don't forget to leave a like, leave a comment. Let me know where you're watching. I will have the timestamps tomorrow. It'll be ready. And tomorrow is President's Day. So those who have off, I have off. So that will use the time to produce content and edit some stuff that I need to edit and start just posting videos again. I want to say thank you. Thank you for always, from the bottom of my heart, for being supportive to this channel. Take care, my friends. God bless. Talk to you again. Bye-bye.